So, since this is going to be my last round of videos before this internship ends, I'm going to discuss something today related to the faith that really has nothing to do with sports. And it's something I've experienced numerous times, unfortunately, and I've seen a lot of other people experience this numerous times. And that's the way Christians treat anybody who they consider to be different from the norm. The Christian world will bring you in and accept you and love on you if they think you're an appropriate kind of person. But if you have any kind of a background that's different, you come from a past of homelessness like I do, or if you're an ex-gang member or something like this, a lot of people in the church will not only treat you like crap and shun you, but they will convince others to treat you like crap and shun you too. Unfortunately, Christians are the most judgmental people in the world when it comes to people's pasts. And the thing with Christians is when they find out you have some kind of a past, whether it's with homelessness or with being in a gang or whatever it is, they don't even want to hear what your side of the story is. They don't even want to know what the circumstances were, or maybe what your upbringing was that led to these things. Even the ones that might listen to your side of the story, they're the only ones that are just listening so that they can turn and twist something you say to be able to have something else against you and to be able to gossip about you and all that. That was a difficult thing for me to accept for a long time because, like, for me, for a long time, I thought I was doing something wrong. But I wasn't. I was living and being who Jesus told me to be and doing what Jesus told me to do. It's the majority of the church world that was shunning Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That was working against Jesus himself. And I say all that to say this. I don't believe that the majority of Christians would accept Jesus if he walked into their church today. Now, they might accept him if he announced himself as Jesus and, performed a few miracles to prove it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because then he's right there in their face and everybody knows it's him. So they're going to give him praise. But if he came in, I don't want to say disguised, but let's say he just came in Jesus came back to earth, but he went to Hollywood and got one of those total facial makeovers, right? So he doesn't look anything like Jesus at all. And he started going to churches under an assumed name. Let's say he called himself Bill Marshall or something, just some fake name that he made up. And acted the way he did as Jesus and stood on the principles that he stood as when he was on earth. I believe the majority of churches, at least here in the United States, would be very combative with him, and most of them would kick him out of their church before he ever had a chance to get a foothold. When you judge someone's past, and you try to make it hard for someone to make friends because they might have a past with homelessness or a past with addiction or a past with hanging with gang members or whatever, you got to understand that you're judging Jesus. This is why Jesus said, I did not call to come the righteous, but sinners to repentance. What he's talking about there is he's not talking about real righteous people. He's talking about self-righteous people who look down on others who have different backgrounds. The Pharisees used to do this to people. The Pharisees used to go and pray and say, Lord, I thank you that I might have sin, but I thank you I'm not like these sinners over here. You know what I'm saying? And Jesus said, man, you guys think you're better than somebody. You're not. You just come from a better background, so you didn't have to do the stuff other people did to survive. You're not better than anybody. And you got to understand that human beings are human beings. They're going to react to their environment. If somebody has a past with hanging with gang members, it's because that's what they grew up around, or because they had some sort of poverty and they felt like joining a gang was like the only way they could make consistent money or something like this, or to take care of their families or something like this. Nobody wakes up and at 5 years old and says, I dream of being a hardcore gangster when I grow up. Doesn't happen. Nobody says, I want to be a homeless dude when I grow up. You know what I'm saying? People do these things for reasons. If these people had grown up in a more sheltered environment like you, they would be more like you. So you're not really any better than them. So it's just something to think about, man. The next time somebody who might have been homeless in the past, or somebody who might have been a gang member in the past or whatever, comes to your college ministry or comes to your church or whatever, don't look for reasons to have problems with them. Don't nitpick everything about them just to start arguments or to spread gossip or whatever. Treat them like equals, because that's what they are. You're not above them, no matter how much you think you are. And the Jesus you say you're representing isn't going to give you the time of day when it's your time for judgment if you keep treating other people who are different than you the way you do. That's it. This has been a fun internship. I will leave it there. Thank you for watching Cross Zone.